We're forced to watch Elios, by the way.
Forced to watch Helios. It'll be interesting to see what kind of comps we get. First bans underway. We do actually have first ban from Aubrey. They're going to be opting to ban Freya.
I do like the Freya ban. Freya, very versatile character, very strong right now, very good substitution for if if you can't play the Sojourn or, if you're not feeling the cats. Freya provides really good cover from off angles from the sky, really good damage. Even though they tried to nerf her, they just ended up reverting her damage. So you can in fact still two-tap people with bullets as long as you land a headshot. So, keep an eye on that, I
Yeah.
guess, for when we see Freya later on the line. Um, I'm assuming it goes by, is it face it ban rule still, or can't ban from the
I
same role?
believe, yes, it is face it bans. So, for context, face it bans, you cannot ban the same role as another team's hero ban if you're the second ban. So, in this case, Poteet will have to ban either a tank or a support. They cannot ban a DPS for Ilios. After this,
And
obviously,
Freya
it
can't be
changes.
banned by Aubrey ever again for the rest of the match,
Yeah,
but Poteet are allowed to ban Freya if they feel like it.
correct. You can ban a hero only once per an entire match.
Max twice for the entire match, but
Yeah, max twice, once by both teams.
correct. I look at Ilios and I think this is just me speaking from playing Ilios a lot. First thought come to my mind, Ball. I love Ball. Karthik, I love Ball.
Yeah, we're
I'm
both
I'm
aware of
John
that.
Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's a lot of potential here for comps to thrive, like with the Queen, Winston, Diva. More recently, the Czar Insurgents that has been showing up
mhm.
due to the Czar Vendetta. Maybe we'll see some of that tonight. Who knows? I'm personally very opposed to seeing Czar Vendetta. I've seen it enough in my ranked games. Despite it being banned 90% of the time, it's still too much.
Well, the Ven can be countered. It really
Oh,
depends on how you
absolutely.
play it. But I definitely agree that it is an annoying thing to have to deal with. It's not necessarily the most
If you play against a Zarya
favorable.
with half a decent bubble management, it's over. It's so Jove.
Yeah, at that point you either have to focus on like popping the bubble on the Ven, assuming they use it on the Vendetta, or trying to force out bubbles on the Czar themselves so they lose out on that bubble ability
We
on
see the
the
next
other
band
parts of their
comes in
team. But
here.
next ban, yeah, we're gonna have the Kiriko, which
I think this Kiri band's really good. I like this.
I
I
think
like
it's
seeing
good.
Kiri band.
Kiriban is good. I personally think for Ilios though, well, it is a good ban. I will say that. I feel like it's early.
Hmm.
That's my
But
personal
here's the
opinion.
thing though. In a game like this, like Overwatch, the great game that it is, the snowball
Mhm.
effect is very real. And one bad map due to a loss of support, even though you're gonna get it back the next game, can mean a lot. So,
Right.
if Aubrey was planning on, mainly running Kiri comps with like, I don't know, let's say like a Winston or the Ramattra that I know Raptors so well for, or even
Mhm.
like I don't know, something as silly as low Roadhog, because it is
Right.
Ilios, and Roadhog is an option here. I would not count
Mhm.
it out. It does put a big dent in your play style where you lack that Suzu, you lack the damage and the support from the Kiri. Rush is always and will forever be the best support ult in the game because it's
Right.
Rush. And without the Kiri, I mean, you're left with options like Ana as your primary healer. Baptiste is
Mhm.
pretty commonly played here. I've been seeing a lot on Moira, but that just might be the mid ladder menaces uh
Yeah, that is
in
possible.
full effect. But I do think that with the Kiri being gone here, opens up a lot of opportunity for Ana to be played, which I would love to see personally. Uh,
Right. I would love to see the Ana too. The reason I mention it's early is because you see a lot more of those Ana style comps on more
on
dive
like
heavy maps like a
escorts,
yeah, escorts and
hybrids,
hybrids. So I
occasionally
look at
push.
the Kiri band, the occasional push, yeah. But I look at the Kiri band and my brain's the first thing that goes to mind is like, okay, if you
They
ban the
could be playing
Kiri
Queen.
and then you want to go to Watch Point or something like that,
They could be playing Queen
you
on
lose the
Elias.
they
E
could. That's
E.
possible. But you also lose the ability to then go to something like Watch Point and say, okay, we're gonna force an on a break comp. We have the map pick. Well, we have first ban. We'll force them to play The Ana Brig will ban the Kiri, so they can't ban they can't ban our Ana or our Brig, and they're kind of forced into that matchup. But that's my opinion.
You
Keep in
know,
mind,
actually brings me
all of it's
back
opinion
to
based.
the previous Nebula season in my week 3 game, where on the first map we ended up banning Kiri because we played Oasis first, and the other team that we're playing against had only played Kiri on control up to that point, and we forced
Oh,
them to play Brig Ana, and it did not go well.
ooh, okay.
So, maybe I think what is it? I guess what's the word I'm looking for here?
Maybe it's a scouted
The
pick.
complacency of teams to force Kiri on control might come back to bite them with the span where you get off to a really early lead because they don't practice other supports. Maybe they're like, ah yes,
That is
Kiri is the
true.
one true answer. All bless the Overwatch poster girl.
That is true. I look at the situation, I look at the map, and the first thing that comes to mind for me for like a mock, like possible secondary backline thing that you could do, assuming you don't have the Kiri and you don't want to go to the Ana Brig on a map like Ilios, you could try and run it down and use something like a Lucio Juno. Both two speed
Hmm.
heroes. Obviously, you're not going to get as much of the value as you would from the Kiriko with a Juno, but maybe it helps out a little bit with having that secondary speed option
You see, I
where you
think of
can kind of supplement
Ilios,
to some
right? And
degree.
for flex supports, I think I see like I picture Baptiste more because of the ability to control verticality easier. But we will
Yeah,
see
that is
here
also a choice.
what I like to call
Interesting.
zombie comp style from the side of Aubrey with this Lumiera backline with a Winston comp and a Tracer Vendetta. And on the side of
Tracer Ven is pretty
Poteet
strong.
is a slower dive comp featuring a Sombra and a Mei. Oh, it's a Bastion now. Okay,
It's
Pocket
Bastion Juno.
Bastion,
Okay, the
Bastion Juno.
Bastion.
Maybe switching back. Nope, we're
No,
on. This is the
Bastion
backline we're on.
Juno can work. I do like the Juno as an alternative to a Lucio, but I feel like a lot of teams are going to want to primarily run that Lucio as early on here you have Solar kind of getting set up on this off angle along with Mint taking the kind of more primary angle with Raptor taking the opportunity to jump in here as they're going to take down the Bastion before they could even go into their tank or their turret form. Mint here looking for a next target. They're going to use the recall here as their opponent is not going to be able to get the jump off in time. They hit their head, and with that, Solar's going to find the opportunity to get two right off the bat. Mint will get the final blow onto the Winston, and the point is going to start ticking for Aubrey here, and they don't lose
Immediately
a
off rip,
player.
Cosmic, you notice the strength that comes from playing this fast-paced, very aggressive style with this backline where you don't really have much downtime. You need to get your value that you can get before you run out of resource. And it pays off because the Vendetta really benefits from that, having everyone in at once and causing chaos so she can, find value. SLR got 2 picks in that fight. But now we see the setup coming in for the following fight, 25% on the point now.
You do have some switches as well. You see the Maga come into play for Poteet, but Raptor's going to get a pick onto Virtual, gets slept and hacked, and is going to be able to jump out in time. Solar will take down the Ana as well. Crazy 8 will take down Raptor, however. Risky's going to find a pick onto Solar, but Dorcas will take down the Reaper as well. Dorcas is going to get the healing they need. The Pulse is going to take down Risky, who was on the Sombra, and Dorcas will find the final blow onto the Maga as well. So the Maga and Reaper switch. You did find a pick from the Reaper, but the Maga wasn't really able to get that close to the point necessarily. And Raptor's
Very
already
hard to
back. Mint's already
find the
popped the
slam
Pulse.
value with Maga here that you really want to find on Winston just because of how quickly everyone is rotating in and out. As we see Min here now set up in the
Mint's in this
back looking for the
backline,
engage. I like
looking
this
for an
positioning.
assassination
I think it's
opportunity.
very solid starting position.
They're not going to be able to find a pick off it just yet, but they're going to put a lot of pressure just early on, and that's kind of their main goal here. Raptor's going to use the bubble, trying to face tank against this Maga. Mint's going to take down Risky. Solar slicing and dicing, trying to take down the Ana. Dorcas will get the final blow with a little bit of help from Solar. Solar's going to get taken down by Crazy 8 on the Reaper, but the Reaper's going to get taken down by Dorcas. Tex will take down Virtual, and Mint's going to find the Maga to finish off that fight, and that's likely going to be this first point on Ilios over to Aubrey, as Mint almost jumps off the map in excitement, but recalls out just in time.
So, like I said, very aggressive play style here, and it's paying dividends as the early aggression from Mint in that previous fight to secure the point forced the TP early out from Risky, and Solar was able to capitalize off the lack of Sombra pressure and got into the back line with the help of Raptor and Dorcas supporting him. I mean, honestly, I think right now, Aubrey just have the best possible lineup they could have in for this map and on this comp. And I think that Poteet, I think they're making the right switches, truthfully, but they had coming like at the end of that, play to absorb the Winston and the Vendetta and punish them for an overextension. I think they might be losing the plot a little bit now, but overall, I think with the right idea,
what they have planned, but
I like the
know how
Brujuno.
it'll work
I like the
out.
Brujuno manga. I think it works well because there's no Ana from the side of Aubrey to punish them, but with this Moira Brig backline, it's you lose that speed from the Juno that you could have, so you don't have much of rotational value. And on top of that, I mean, there's just a Raptor on your head.
Solar takes down the
Ooh.
Brig. Risky does take down Mint, however. The point is open, but nobody eager yet to cap it. Solar was very low. It is going to get taken down by the Moira as well. So now Raptor here is going to be toying with the idea of a jump off reset, but they're not going to. They're going to find Dorcas with a jump. Mint is also going to be getting set up to the best of their ability here to try and fight back for this next point, as Solar and Tex will be coming back from spawn. So Poteet will take an early aggression and an early point progress as Raptor's going to jump back up top and start scouting out a little bit. Mint dangerously low will get the health they need. Solar fighting the Mei. The Mei
Dorcas off the map.
personal is going to get picked, is going to get used. Dorcas is off the map, got picked off by the Brig. Risky's going to take down Tex, and the Brig is going to find a pick onto Solar as well. Mint and Raptor are the only ones alive, and Raptor's the main focus as they try and jump away. They're not going to chase it, however, as Aubrey's going to have a chance to reset coming into this next fight as well.
It's not Texas actually back on the Moira, trying to play this more grounded style. The Baptiste's not really providing a whole lot in the long term because they're aiming for really short fights with this comp. As Mint gets picked off inside the enemy team again, following the Hinder, and it's just Solar right now fighting for his life on point. Rally does get popped here, traded out, and that is going to be the fight over.
Ooh, Solar.
And Risky has really come alive now in this part.
Yeah, the cast has really worked well against Raptor and Mint, to be honest. I feel like Mint's value has been a little bit nullified from what it was on that first point because of this cast. But you do have ults in play now for both teams, and ults can be a game changer, especially an ult as powerful as Solar's and the Pulse from Mint. Very powerful. Solar's gonna pop theirs. They're gonna take down the Moira to start off. You're gonna see the Mei ult get popped. You see Raptor pop the Primal Rage. They're not gonna get shot at during it, and they're gonna find the final blow onto the Brig. The JQ is gonna use the ult. They are going to find a pick onto Tex. The Pulse from Mint will find the JQ. So Mint, Raptor, and Dorcas, the three alive on the point as Solar will join them. Tex coming back from spawn. You're going to have both support ults coming up to this next fight, but they have a long ways to go in terms of point progress. As Raptor's looking to take this height, but Risky's going to take down Mint right away.
We are emoting on the high ground.
Raptor emoting on the high ground, that is true. Looking for a next target, not able to find one just yet. They do find the Mei, however. Whiz up height with them, almost takes them down, but not able to just yet. The Brig will take down Solar as well. You are going to see the beat from Dorcas. Mint will find a pick onto the Brig. The cast is going to find the final blow on Raptor. You see the Moira popping Coalescence, looking for a target. They're going to get out of the Coalescence without it. Dorcas will find a boop pick onto the Moira as well. Find a right-click kill onto Crazy 8, and the JQ is going to get taken down with the help of Mint and the rest
like
of the
that
team on the
Cole
point.
might have been a bit of an overcommit. It was a 1v4 on point, supports and DPS versus one Queen. I feel like without that Cole now, you're really far behind on it, and though you can build it really quickly, they have a rally coming up, there's a Queen ult coming up, and there's no guarantee. I would call Cole in this comp a guaranteed fight win for the most part, because of the healing and damage it outputs, but
It might
right
have
now
been
it's
primarily
looking pretty
for the healing. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but
Mint the
I definitely
closest to
get
an
what you're
ult
saying.
with a pulse bomb. Big stick here could be landed onto Fingeldor for a guaranteed fight win. But as the initiation starts, it's a
Ooh,
trade out, and
it's a
Risky picks
trade
up the
out, but you
back
don't have
line.
any supports anymore, and that's going to be tough. The JQ will take down the Ven. It's Raptor and Mint. Mint looking for a stick, is not going to be able to get one, and jumps off the map afterwards.
No.
Raptor gets
Everyone
taken
falling
out,
off the map
and that's
today.
going to be that point. As Dorcas tries to go for the touch, but gets booped off from the brig.
Insert
the
that
is jumping off the
audio of
map at the
Kirby
end, too.
screaming as
Yeah.
he falls into the void.
Yeah, well, I feel for Aubrey now, they have to make an adjustment in some capacity, and I feel like the adjustment they have to make, I didn't even get a chance to finish saying it as they make the adjustment. I was going to say I feel like the Winston is not going to be your best idea, considering Mint and Solar kind of getting picked off early on.
So
Mint
here's
makes
the
switch over
problem
to the
now
Soj,
that gets
Raptor goes over to the
presented
Czar.
with the Czar switch is you're playing a lot slower now, and you're playing purely off your vendetta. And if I remember, Solar came in kind of more fresh to Overwatch and wasn't as or maybe not. Maybe that's tech I'm making up, but he does not look very comfortable on this hero as I've seen so far, just based off watching it. So it might be a little awkward just being the pure engage and the disengage without the care from the Winston and the Lucio being on top. But you see your fight getting started on the point, looking
We'll
for the
see,
engage
Bubble
early.
is up. Solar is going to engage, but is going to retreat afterwards. Mint and Tex are already taken down. Solar here trying to fight off this queen, but is going to get taken out. Raptor does have a decent amount of charge, however. They are at 70 charge, using the bubble once more, getting themselves all the way up to 80 currently. Kind of using the right clicks to their advantage right now, as Poteet is going to have point progress for the time being. Mint is going to try to look to set themselves up on this off angle, maybe find a right click kill at some point if they can, but right now their biggest threat is going to be Risky on that cast, but Solar's going to take them down early on, so they have a player advantage. Solar dangerously low, is going to be able to live. Mint being stuck in a 1v1 with this cast, Tex is going to fall off the map, but Mint is going to find a pick onto the Mei, sorry. Now it's the JQ as the last one really close to the point, with the cast on their way back from spawn. So it'll be interesting to see. You have to be a little careful about how far you aggress, because this cast is coming back. Mint is going to get fairly low. Solar's going to get taken down by the cast. And
well,
now
as you stated, yeah, I'm playing really far up solo. 4-4, no queen for the side of Poteet at the moment, and no vendetta for Aubrey. I would say that right now, they're comfortably able to hold point. Aubrey is at least, and wait until Solar gets back, and then reset up for their engage. But there is a queen ult and a Noon online for Poteet, and right now the track record with Noon has been it's found at least one kill every time it's been popped. So
Solar is going to get taken down before the bubbles can keep them alive. You're going to see the rally get popped. You see the high Noon. You're going to see the beat from Dorcas. It's going to keep them alive, at least temporarily. Dorcas very low. Is going to get taken off of the map by the brig. Might have missed a wall ride to keep them alive. Risky will take down Raptor. Tex is just going to have to try and run for their life right now. But two ults committed for one ult from the side of Aubrey. And now Aubrey with 3 ults coming up on the Grav as well. That Grav, along with Solar's ult of the Vendetta, will be very helpful, very powerful. You're going to see it right here. It's going to get 4. Only person alive was Fingeldor, who did pop their ult. And the Queen is going to be stuck in a corner as they're going to get taken down. Dorcas, the primary person that went over to cap the point for the side of Aubrey. So that's 2 ults for a complete team wipe, and you also force out the Queen ult in the process as well. So you still have the ult advantage in hand with both Mint and Tex. Solar jumping in, trying to go after the soldier.
And you're kind of wondering now, because at this point I feel like you would have had a little more done in terms of like these pre-fight engages, but the OC now out, yeah, as you said, and Torcus gets traded out.
Ooh,
and so does
deleted
Mint.
in the process. Raptor is going to find a pick onto the Brig. They're going to find a pick on a Crazy Tex as well. Raptor trying their best to go to the health pack. They are going to be able to. That's going to help them a little bit with pressuring off this Cass and getting an Elim off of the Cass as well. Solar in this 1v1 with the Moira. They're not going to be able to find the final blow. The Moira is low. They are going to get taken down by Mint's right click. Fingeldorf on the point. Fingeldorf on the point is going to get taken down by Mint's right click as well. The Brig is going to be able to stall at least for a point. The Soldier will as well, but it's going to get flipped now. The point is ticking as overtime commences. You have the ball in play, but they're not going to be able to touch. And Aubrey will take the first map on Ilios.
Very close. A little scary there going into second with the, not adjusting to the Queen comp in time, but, they pulled through. Yes, it definitely takes a lot of pressure off of the Tracer potentially and the Winston without having fan and
Right.
stun. Not to mention the fact that I think Risky just was really feeling himself on the Cassidy
Hmm.
last map. But as the
Worth
timer
mentioning
ticks
as
down, we
well,
will be
Poteet will
revealing the
be on
comp.
the defense to start off.
I think
As
that's good. Starting defense is usually the best option that you could have. And we see here, no tank pick yet from Fingeldorf, but we have a Bastion and an Ashe for the DPS line and a Brig Kiri backline. I like Brig Kiri. Very defensive backline, incredibly
Mhm.
strong. Pairs pretty well with something like an Orisa. Not what I was expecting from there. Roadhog now coming in here as we see on
Uh,
the side of Aubrey. Oh, that's a Zen. Maybe they're still
no,
planning.
back
Nope,
to the break.
back to
Okay,
Brig. Thank
but
God.
still in the planning phase. Okay.
We have
I was
Raptor
gonna
on the
say.
Ram as expected from me, and we have here we go, a more rush style with the Venture and the Freya and Luke Kiri backline. Kiri now back to play. I think this is what Aubrey want, and I think they're gonna feel more comfortable now with this as the doors open and we get into it.
One
Caustic,
thing I
take it
find
away, please.
intriguing is Mint's on this Freya, and I don't know who's. Obviously, it would make the most sense for that Soj to be the main one to deal with the Freya, as they're going to take down Solar right off the bat. But I don't know how well they're going to be able to hit the shots unless they build up right click on somebody else and build up their charge on the right click to somebody else. As Fingeldorf is actually going to be the one trying to focus on Mint right away. But Raptors going into the punches form is going to take down the Brig. Is kind of stuck in a
that body
really
block.
tough spot, however, with the Mei. But Mint is going to take down the Soj as well. So now Mint kind of has a lot of value with not a true target. Forces out the Suzu, is going to take down the Kiri as well. Forces out the Mei's personal Icicle. Will find the pick onto the Mei. Will find most of the damage along with Raptor's punches onto the Brig. And Tex will find the final pick on the Roadhog. And now the objective cap is going to be underway. Mint will stay behind. The rest of the team will move up to get some early space, but you're going to see some switches now as Crazy 8's going to go over to that Soldier, and maybe the Soldier pick will help with Mint, but at the same time, the value you got from pitting off Raptor is kind of not going to be there now because you don't have that Mei. And you also have a Zenyatta.
I think they're going for the glass cannon strategy. You maximize all your efforts into killing them before they kill you. Big fan of it personally, however, as I've seen recently, it isn't as good of an idea.
Raptor pops the Annihilation, finds two right off the bat. Trying to find the Soj, is not going to be able to just yet. Is going to use the punches primarily on the Hog. You're going to see the Hog popping their ult as well, but Raptor has the shield and the punches form available, going straight towards the Hog. They are fairly low health, very low health here. 22 in a dream. They're not going to be able to get the healing they need. Tex is not able to get to them in time. But you force out a lot of Eulins, and you also force out the Hog ult in that fight. And now Solar's going to find a pick onto the Soldier and kind of open this team fight up back again. However, Dorcas gets taken down. Ooh, Solar with 50 HP gets to burrow. Raptor back in the punches form. Going in is going to force out the Kitsune, the Suzu, as Solar now going after the Kiriko will find the final blow onto them, and Raptor is not going to relent on this offense here, going after the tank. They are going to get hooked, but they are in the punches form, and they're going to get that final blow. And now the point, or this at least second point, is likely solidified and confirmed for Aubrey as they find a blow right off of the spawn doors.
I thought they were about to lose another person, and Solar is going really in there despite, not really having much support.
Solar gets taken out there. I think Solar was looking for an opportunity to get behind them and look for their, I forget the name of the Venture ult. The Orisa trying to push Raptor off of the point. It's a Q dump battle, basically. But you only have one ult popped from the side of Aubrey, as opposed to the two ults popped from, or actually three ults popped from the side of Poteet. not
Yeah,
mistaken.
the entire ult bank from Poteet is now gone, relying heavily on Fingeldorf and Bobby to build their Ray and Terra Surge respectively. And 4 ult's going to be online for the side of Aubrey coming up here. Probably going to start off here with Bolo Shot, calling it now. Where is it? Or Solar is going to go straight to the back
they
line.
are going to get taken down early on.
No.
Solar's going into this height, looking to try and go behind the team, popping the excavation. Initiation is going to find the Kiriko right off of the bat, jumps back up, looking for their next target. They are going to take a shot at Crazy 8, but they are going to get taken down at the end. Fingeldorf is going to be forced to pop their gold as Raptor is going to find the opportunity just to walk in on them. They are going to be able to grab the health pack, but at the same time, you're going to have both tank ults in hand. Raptor will find one, Raptor will find two with the help of Mint's Bola Shot. Raptor trying their best to focus on the rest of the team. The Orisa's focused on Raptor, but they're going to C9 the point because of it.
So I think looking at the back at the bans, and you know, Zarya and Cass being the bans, Zarya from the side of Poteet and Cass from Aubrey. I really do think that Poteet should have just played their Queen comp here. I think it would have been much better into the Ramatra, even though the Kiri is back in play. You still put a lot of pressure on him, and you can force Suzu much earlier by just having Knife or Axe connect on literally anybody. I think the DPS line was a little bit strange. I like the Mei on this map just because there's a lot of good chokes that you can get wall value in, as we saw as well. Mei body blocking Raptor from getting out and getting blown up instantly, trying to escape. On top of that, I think just overall they should have been trying to maybe aim to play that Queen comp more rather than I mean, what was it? They started Hog. Hog on this map
Yeah,
is
they started Hog.
not the greatest, I'd say. Maybe in comp, but you know, more organized play, as we saw from the side of Aubrey playing very simple like rush comp, got really quickly dismantled. And though they did try to put up a fight on second point, the little hurdle attempt kind of what's the way I want to look here? How do I piece this metaphor together? They got pole vaulted instantly,
Yeah,
just
fair,
hurdle, just jumped straight
yeah.
over. But
This is
Raptor
an
now switching over to this
interesting
Diva.
comp situation,
Really
though.
defensive comp here, obviously, as
Diva
they're on
into
defense.
the Doomfist.
I mean, honestly, pretty even matchup
It's
still.
not the worst, yeah. It's still a pretty even matchup. Risky here. Using the Vendetta block early, trying to find some space along with their tank. They are going to get some shots out from Mint. So Mint already 30% is going to find a pick as well. So quickly building up this ult. You're going to see you're going to see a Venture versus Venture kind of fight scenario. The Doomfist is going to just get pressured and bullied when they go in. Solar is going to find a way to escape with their abilities as well. So I think the Venture is going to work out very well for Aubrey. They're kind of going to use it just to try and pressure out the Doomfist when they go in, but the Doomfist will find a pick early on here, and Raptor will be forced to face tank this Doom and take them out before they can get the punch underway. The Juno jumps out of the cover and gets taken out by the Moira sphere.
The Orb of Doom and Despair.
The Orb of Doom. And now Risky's the only one left alive, but they are very heavily being contested by the rest of the team. But will live. Mint
Another
already
punch given
has
to
the
Fingal
Bola
Dwarf.
shot.
I feel like the problem right now that I've at least started to recognize, this Doom comp in theory should work, and it can work. It's just these punch angles that the Doom is taking are really, you know, over aggressive and immediately drawing attention to himself. You know, he needs to wait for the Risky's engage, and with the Stomper coming in here now, I think this is going to take a little bit of pressure off of the Doom, because he's getting his punches. His blocks have been decent. Just, you know, he's the first aggressor.
To some
Yeah, he
degree,
can't be the first. He can't be
go-
the first aggressor.
You might go with the Sombra to try and hack out Raptor's defense matrix, but is that your main problem here? Or are you going to try and use it for the Venture instead? But you have to be careful with that on where you're going to play with your teammate. As Raptor is going to be the hack target, but Raptor will stay alive and does have the bomb in hand if they need to use it after getting hacked and maybe getting a lot of damage done to them. But I don't think Virus is going to be enough to actually force Raptor out of any of these tough positions.
I look at this Somber switch caustic, and I think that you have some truth to your statement. Accidental click there on the Ko, I think, from Tex as it gets canceled
Yeah,
immediately.
it gets canceled out.
I think the Somber is there primarily for the Venture engage, punish the overextension, as we see it's taken out, and Hack goes on to Mint instead. Kind of a ult spam fest right now in the middle. As
Oh,
As pretty
Solar
much
finds
the
a couple
entire
picks
ult
and
tank.
also takes down the Sombra,
All right,
who's
so
running.
in that fight, I believe 8 ults were expended.
Oh yeah, no, that was just press Q. As now you're gonna see the Reinhardt and you're going to see the Bastion, probably looking to deal with Mint now primarily, but Mint still has the Bola shot in hand if they need it. And you also have to factor in that Solar on this Venture is going to be looking to kind of jump in and jump out as Mint's going to take down the Bastion. So if that was the primary thing they were looking to fight off, they're not going to have that in hand anymore. The Bola shot is in hand as well for Mint. Looking for the opportunity. They're going to pop it here. It's going to take down both the supports. And now Aubrey will play this a lot more aggressively here. Solar looking for a potential way to take a pick on the Ryan. Raptor will find the final blow. Dorcas will take down Crazy 8, who tried to touch, but Aubrey is going to take a 2-0 map lead so far. Coming into this next map, which will be Escort, will be Poteet's pick, but Mint is going to get play of the game.
I look back on the defense, right, from Aubrey, and I'm not gonna say that it was picture perfect, but they played their roles pretty well. Mint was playing around Statue primarily in the air, and I'm thinking it now. Raptors going back on Devo probably, and Fingeldorf
I could see that
incoming
happening.
sneaky Winston pick.
Which, if they do go back to the Diva, I can see why they would ban the Doomfist.
Oh!
Raptors on the Hazard.
Hazard jump
on
scare
the
in the
Sig.
Grand 26.
Joe Biden is on the Juno.
Yes.
I'm gonna laugh at that every time I have to say it.
You know, I
Risky
actually
is
see a
on the
lot of
Ash.
similarities between Joe Biden and Juno.
Aloof.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a little bit too me. I'm Canadian. Anything I
You're not
say
wrong.
Anything I say in regards to any of the presidents is purely a joking matter. I'm Canadian. I could not have.
It's not an incorrect thing to say, to be honest. But our pretty average.
One person has
Hazard
not
comp.
yet made a pick.
Yeah, hold on. That might be a
We
problem.
have a hero band that is not. We have a hero that has not been selected.
Yep.
And it is
going to
force into a pause right away.
We have time to talk about comps now. Yay!
Yeah, we do have time to talk about
Yay!
comps. I like what Poteet is trying to do.
It would be better with a fifth player.
With it. Well, I can see the downfall with this composition though. And it's kind of funny because the Has is kind of set up perfectly. Not in this current instance, but will be in the future, presumably, to benefit from it, which is they're gonna play grouped up.
Yep.
Where they are currently, Risky, Crazy 8, the Soldier, the Ash, the Sig, they're all grouped up. The Juno's there as well. Juno presumably is going to try and use their speed ring to help the team out if they get dove. The problem I see is that that's going to be a primary situation. Like, that's going to be something that will happen often.
I believe Joe Biden is currently flirting with Mint in the chat, and I'm pretty sure Mint is a minor still, so might be a little bit. I mean,
I'm pretty sure
there.
Most of the players are.
Well, Joe Biden is very much not a minor.
God, let's not get political.
Is it? I don't think age is political.
Well, you say
anyways,
that. The person known as Joe Biden too. We do not know.
Fair point. Our teammate left his PC. A recent development, Bobby Ration was not present during the start of the map, and therefore
so
they're calling for a reset.
For the map to be reset in its entirety as the player was not at their computer.
I think that is grounds for a reset. However, you do wonder why they said R without their player being present.
That is, yeah, that we never know. Apparently. They did say R, so now the argument can be made that it should just be an unpause and not a full map, like restart the map type thing, especially considering like you've probably seen some of the heroes from the opposing team.
I'm looking at this now and I don't think either side has seen any of the heroes. No one has really made their way around. They might have heard some of the heroes. I will say that because Vendetta is in fact very loud.
Yeah.
She just scrapes her sword across the ground every time she walks. On like just you know, very 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 rude. It's a lot of noise.
In the meantime, I guess as well you can also make a point of if they switch their hero composition right after the reset. Afterwards, you can obviously complain about it and stuff like that, but it looks like they will not be making any major switches. Dorcas is on the Mercy because Dorcas is Dorcas. Will likely switch. I at least pray that they will likely switch. Besides that, you are going to see the Moira from Bobby Ration, who was not at their PC previously. So with this now,
I think the Sig comp that they're aiming for here, in theory, would work. I just think this backline that they have isn't as sustainable for it, and especially if they're aware of Raptor wanting to play the Hazard and he's just not picking right now. Is Raptor also gone?
Speaking of Raptor, where is Raptor? Okay, Raptor.
And Raptor's here. If you're seeing the Hazard comp, I think an easy option would be picking the Zen Baptiste backline. It really burns the Hazard. You get punished if you absorb the dive properly. Kind of like that where Solar just went in by himself and ate a rock immediately. Same idea applies to Hazard there.
But now after that, the team gets distracted and Raptor's able to jump in on the high ground temporarily. along with Dorcas, who's going to look to try and maybe contest some of these off angles. Dorcas here with Raptor. Raptor trying to hold off this angle. Did throw out their wall recently. Is going to have their dash. Is going to take down the soldier. Very low, 58 HP. You're going to see the Suzu get popped, and then you're going to see the dynamite. So they do a really good job at stalling out that that Suzu and using the dynamite off of it. And early on here, I'm curious to see if Aubrey is going to make a swap at some point, or if they're going to try and make an adjustment in how they're going to tackle this next fight, as Raptor's headed straight for the payload. Really looking to try and wall off some of the team. Take the opportunity, take a slash. Raptor's going to get hit with the rock. Solar's going to get taken down. The Curie is going to get taken down as well. Raptor's going to be forced to try and kite back. Is going to get dynamited and is going to die from it as well. Mint's going to be able to escape. Is the only person on their team who is going to be able to escape. And now the question becomes, do you wait for your ults to look at swaps, or do you just kind of keep running the same thing and hope?
Raptor does actually switch over to Winston. I think this Winston switch is good purely off the fact that the backline that is being played by Poteet doesn't really have any good punish aside from just follow-up damage. Something like you know, like a Discord orb or a nade or a sleep or even like a stun possibly. It's just raw damage, which you're able to leave from as the engage comes out here from Solar. Doesn't catch anybody, but forces everyone back. The card just keeps moving slowly, you know?
Raptor's gonna jump up onto this back area looking for their next target. Mental takedown risky on this Ashe. The soldier will stay alive for a bit. You're gonna see the Sig Flux get used. It's not gonna be able to find a pick just yet. The Kiriko is in this side room, uses Suzu for themselves for a bit to keep themselves alive. But now Mint and the soldier will take the fight, win, but Raptor will take the final pick afterwards. The Curie will TP out. Bob's gonna get thrown in.
Very good ball placement.
Dorcas,
that's really
Raptor,
good
and
ball.
the Curie are the only ones on point right now. The Curie's probably gonna play back a bit, but once the team comes back, you have that Kitsune rush and you have the OC. You can chain these together if you feel that it's your best play. Especially with Mint's OC, you're gonna see them pop it right away, getting a first pick. Solar trying to fight off a lot of the other parts of the team. You're going to lose your Curie early on. Raptor will find Crazy 8. Then Sig is going to take down Mint as well. Solar finds a pick onto Risky, but the Sig finds a pick back in retaliation. Dorcas, the primary target of this Sig, but they're going to lose the Juno in the process. You're going to get the Soldier Visor get popped, but Dorcas is going to do their best to stall it out and stay in this hidden corner area for a bit. The Dorcas will get taken down. You see Raptor popping the primal.
Aww.
They get picked up from the Flux, and they're going to get taken out with 4 meters left. Risky on this Tracer now, probably to at least confirm a touch, but 8 seconds are going to be left. Raptor will likely be able to jump in at least for a touch to stall OT, or not. No, they will be able to stall OT. Was not sure if the Elam had come in too early, but Aubrey will
So
not
Caustic,
be able
I
to
see this
get
display of a
first
SIG defense, and I think back to King's Row. Where was the SIG at?
map. Yeah. The Sig might have helped out a lot more on King's Row. That is very true.
We could be looking at a
Maybe-
very different game right now. Instead of a 2-0, a 1-1, and a very, very strong defensive hold on first point Dorado, which is, you know, a really hard point to get past. Especially, honestly, it's a weird point to defend and a hard point to get past for, you know, it's both sides. It's an uphill battle, kind of.
Yeah, it's weird on both ways. But I'm curious to see going forward now, assuming that Poteet wins the map, which obviously that is a pending thing.
It looks more likely than not off the hold alone, because,
Right.
I mean, if
A lot of momentum, but
it's not to say that the teams are necessarily equal, but hypothetically speaking, by, you know, laws of equivalence, if the defense was strong, the offense could be similar, if not maybe a little weaker, but enough to get them by. Because the only reason that progress was made by Aubrey was just off point pushing, just very, very small increments of point pushing and getting past each corner. in decent time. But we can
Right,
see
but
if
I'm
they'll make a repeat on
curious.
that.
You go to a map 4 type scenario, do you look at banning a SIG if you're Aubrey?
That is an option, and I would say it's a pretty decent option at that. I think Sig gets some good value on a few of the push maps that are available,
We're gonna see a
and
Ven versus Ven
kind of just
fight with
depends.
the Ven Sure from the side of Poteet as well. The Has is gonna be relatively low to start off. Raptor is gonna be forced to try and kite back and get some healing from Dorcas, but the Ven from the side of Poteet will still aggress. The Has will aggress as well, along with the Ven Sure. And now Aubrey in a really tough scenario as they do finally find the pick on the Has, but it's only Raptor and Dorcas left, and Dorcas is going to potentially get staggered out, or they're going to find a pick. So Dorcas in this backline, the backline Wu Yang is now going to get taken out. Raptor is kind of by themselves here, forced to maybe be the last touch as Mint's on this Soj. Raptor is going to be taken out of their mech and going to be forced to go onto the point for a little bit. Solar gets taken down. Mint looking for their target. They're not going to be able to find a pick. Dorcas on the Lucio trying to stall as long as they can, but that's going to be a team wipe. And Poteet will take a map 2-1. Aubrey will now have map pick on push.
Very, very, very good attack there, and a very good collapse actually from like the first point attack. You saw, what was it? Risky went in early and forced a lot of cooldowns and resources out onto Raptor, and was able to escape with their life as, God, every time I say his name, I giggle a bit. Fingeldorf jumped in. Pokemon takes, and then it might spark some debates with some people or some conversations. I
Pokemon
like to think that
competitive
we
team
provide some amazing amazing conversation starters for
one.
people.
Yeah. Aubrey Pokemon competitive team 1.
Oh God, how many of them know Pokeball?
Oh yeah, that'll. Are they truly Pokeballing?
Who knows? I like to think that maybe
Anyways.
Dorcas has some knowledge.
Sigma ban, Venture ban, Raptors
Ah!
on the Mog.
Maga jump scare.
Maga jump scare. Fingeldorf is on the Wrecking Ball currently.
Yes!
Daisy 8 is on the
Wrecking
Pharah.
Ball! Yes! Finally, I've been waiting for the Wrecking Ball to come out. I had my days without Wrecking Ball counter can finally be reset to 0.
Mint is also on the Freya. And
I like the Freya pick here. I do think Soj is better on this map, truthfully.
you're seeing what I'm seeing, aren't you?
I am seeing exactly what you're seeing, and I'm here for it. Far Mercy
Far
ball
Mercy.
comp. I
Far
don't
Mercy
know how I
ball
feel
with
about the
Juno.
Vendetta with it. I just don't know how I feel about the Vendetta. I think Tracer here is much better. You're able to follow up easier. You're able to get out easier. I think just overall the value that Tracer provides here is just much more important to the ball comp than having, even though Vendetta is strong, there is a time and a place, and I don't think this is one of them. Dorcas getting dangerously low though in the first opening fight.
Ooh, but Dorcas will find a pick onto the Juno relatively early on. Mint here trying their best, 35 HP in a Dream. They are going to get taken down by the ball. Risky takes down Solar as well. Raptor here looking for their target, looking for one of the two of this pair of the Mercy and the Pharah. They're going to take down both.
Shocked. Maga just charged killed a Mercy.
That is a sight to see. The Juno gets taken down as well, so the res wasn't available from the Mercy nonetheless. The Maga very low, 30 HP, is going to live. Mint is now on the cast, which is going to help out a lot with dealing with this ball. Dorcas finds a pick onto Risky in the process, and the push bot is a pushing. And Raptor is getting ready to charge into the next possible target.
I hope it's not the Pharmacy again, because I'll have some
I
questions.
hope it is the Pharmacy, because that'll be hilarious for me. The Wrecking Ball is going to try and contest. They are going to use the shield, but they're not going to be able to contest for that long. Just looking to kind of push people away. Risky takes down Solar. Mint here trying to take down the Pharah. Is not going to be able to. Is going to get taken down by Crazy 8. Raptor here looking for their next target. Focusing a little bit on Crazy 8. Not going to focus for a prolonged period of time, though, as now Raptor's going to try their best to get out. And Raptor on this Maga is going to be pretty good to deal with this Wrecking Ball, considering Cage as a potential combo stopper with the Wrecking Ball. You kind of have to be a little bit careful, though, because you don't want to cage yourself into some mines.
You know, I haven't seen more recently, a lot of ball players are opting to save mines in the Maga mirror in order to nuke the cage and either force the Maga to drop it, break the cage, or kill the Maga. But here's the cage now.
You're gonna see it get popped. You're gonna see the mines get popped first, and then the cage gets popped from Raptor, which will help them take down 4. Only one still alive is the Wrecking Ball, and the Wrecking Ball is not going to be able to solo 1v5, so they just kind of get back to where their team was.
Oh no, I think I can 1v5 on Wrecking Ball.
Sure, maybe. If you're playing in one of those games where it's like 1 plat versus 5 bronzes with 3 times abilities.
I believe you're looking for 1 pop
Then
500.
ult is getting popped, looking for a target. It's gonna take down Mint. Also does some damage to Raptor. The ball is in a very low spot. They're gonna get healed up, however, as you're gonna see the Mercy popping Valk form for the side of Poteet. The Lucia's gonna pop Beat. You have the Kitsune Rush in hand if you need. You're gonna see the Rally get popped as well as the Barrage. The Barrage will take down Raptor. So Solar and Mint are the only ones left alive, and this is gonna be a back and forth matchup so far for both teams.
So I think one of the big strong parts about this ball comp, surprisingly enough, is this this choice for Brig by Joe Biden. I think that having Rally on board and at some of these fights is really good at stopping Solar's engages, punishing Dorcas and Raptor for overextending, being able to block shots from the cats for maybe the Mercy or even the ball. Ult's not coming out here.
The Ven ult to take down Crazy 8. Raptor takes down Joe Biden. So I guess a Raptor can take down a ex-president. Risky and the ball, the only ones left alive. Fingeldorf is going to get taken down at the end here, and they're not going to lose the progress on the point. They're not going to lose the lead on the push bot. Fingeldorf is now going to the Orisa.
I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. I think Orisa's good here. Maybe not so much into the Maga because of the change that was made a patch ago.
Bastion, but you still have the Mercy.
I do like this Bastion pick. I think this Bastion.
I like the Bastion, but I don't know if you want the Mercy with the Bastion as well, because that's now going to be a more stuck in the ground type Mercy. As Raptor is going to be looking for a next cage if they decide that they need it, or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't feel they need it, as they're going to get a stomp onto the Mercy and the Bastion. They'll take down the Mercy first. They're now going after the Bastion. You can't melt the Maga melts you. And after that, no ults needed to be committed for the side of Aubrey. Risky still has their Ven ult if they need. You're gonna see Joe Biden make the switch over to the Kiriko. Bobby has this Mercy Valk if they need it. They might pop it relatively early to look for a switch. Raptor tries to go for the cage, gets cage jaxed.
Oh, that's a really unfortunate way to lose your cage is buying a Rissa Spear.
Was it a spear? I thought it was the javelin spin for some reason, but I don't think the javelin spin would have canceled it out.
No, the spin? No, it was a spear.
I thought
he got speared as soon as he was dropping cage, which canceled the animation.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't think the spin would actually cancel the animation, so I think they threw the spear and then threw the javelin and then threw out spear as well. Mint's behind this car. I kind of like the idea that they're thinking of trying to go for a backflank type thing. You're gonna see the ult get popped from Risky, takes down the Kiriko, but also gonna take down Dorcas. But right now it's just them and the Kiriko alive, and the Kiriko's gonna get pretty pressured out, but they're gonna get to live. So despite the ult getting used, you don't get the map progress going your way. Now you don't have the Mercy, you're gonna have the Moira instead, and I feel like this is a little bit of a better comp for Poteet. I'm curious to see how it works though, because you now have the ults kind of very much going in the route of Aubrey's way. Raptor can look at a pin with Mint's High Noon. Mint will pop the High Noon, it'll get the Javelin out from the side of Poteet. The High Noon won't find a pick, but it will be able to get them in a very strong position. Sebastian is going to pop the ult as well, but they're not going to find a pick off of it just yet. The Orisa is very low indeed. They're going to get taken out by Mint. Mint is 7 HP, has to dodge the Moira orb to stay alive, but will do so.
I could feel the heart rate increasing from all the way over here.
Yeah,
seeing the Moira orb float by.
The internal panic, seeing it just float past you as you're like, oh gosh, am I close or am I far enough to live? Now you're going to see the Freya get popped, but Mint is going to try and be the primary one to deal with it. You see the Kitsune Rush get popped early. Solar is looking for an opportunity. Going to get hindered right off of the bat, trying to return back to their team to get some healing. And now they're going to look at this ult. Going to use it primarily on the Orisa, looking to close out this map here. Going to get some slices onto the Moira. Only people left alive is going to be the Freya, and now Risky on the Tracer, looking to be the final touch. They're going to get the hinder from Mint. Mint has the High Noon. They're going to pop it just to make sure that if anybody does try to contest, they won't be able to, as Aubrey are going to take a 3-1 victory to start off the week and to start off this PlayVS Tech Scholastic series.
Very, very strong win there, and it showed that, you know, even with them being, like, they could have 3-0'd, but Dorado was a bit of a rough map, but they take it immediately to Runasapi, they ban out the problem that's sick, and they show that, you know, the mogging is the answer.
But I mean, at the same time,